My name is Sergey. It's Tutor ABC Webinars. Tonight we are going to talk, and we are talking about building our presentation skills. And the first hour was spent talking about preparing our speech. This hour is going to be dedicated to writing a speech. During this hour, we are going to talk about how to write our presentation, how to prepare our presentation so it will be interesting, exciting, informative, that is, more information for people, and make sure that we have everything we want to share with people. So we are going to start this hour with preparing to write. The first thing that we need to talk about is things to consider before writing. Now, during the first hour, we already talked about the occasion or reason why we have this presentation. Now, the occasion or the reason why you speak and the time that you have to talk about things is going to shape or create the content of your presentation. Also is going to set up a tone for your presentation. And of course, you need to think about the expectations of your audience. Now, what are those words are about? Content is what you are talking about. Tone is how you're talking about something. Expectations is what people want to learn from your presentation. Let's imagine that you have a 15-minute presentation. So when you write your presentation, you need to remember that you have only 15 minutes and that the content maybe should be a little bit short. You don't want to give too much information, too many words, too many details, and put it in all 15-minute short presentation. A tone of presentation, how you present it. 15 minutes is very short. So maybe you don't need to be too entertaining. Maybe you don't need to be too excited about it, but it doesn't mean that you can be bored or look bored during the presentation. So your tone is how you present your materials. Are you an interesting speaker? Are you a bored speaker? Think about that. Expectations is that people come to listen to you. People come to hear what you're going to say. Are they expecting you to tell them everything about the topic you're talking about? Or maybe they are expecting just a little bit of information from you. When you write your speech, you have to consider content, tone of your presentation, and expectations. Of course, if you have a presentation in front of people that you know, maybe you can use a little bit of humor to set up the tone or atmosphere. Let me write this word for you. Atmosphere. Atmosphere. Atmosphere is the style of your presentation. Is it a light or a heavy with a lot of details in it? If it's light, maybe it's more general, more interesting, less detailed information. The next thing that we're going to think about is the audience, of course. When you write something, you have to think about the people you are going to talk to. Here, the most important thing is to remember is to think about your target or your reason who you speak to. The people who you speak to, do you know those people? Or maybe you speak in front of strangers. Of course, when you have a presentation, it's easier to speak in front of people you know. For example, your coworkers, maybe in front of your clients, people you're already familiar with, classmates, friends, family. If you know these people, you have to use this relationship so that relationship can help you in your presentation. Now, if you don't know these people, you need to, let me write it for you, establish trust in the beginning of your presentation. What does that mean? The audience needs to believe you, to believe in what you're saying. If people don't buy what you say, that means if people don't believe in what you're saying, people are not going to be interested in that. But on the other hand, if people believe that you can give them information they're looking for, you will be able to have this trust, a relationship between you and your audience. And it's not going to be a fight. It's going to be a pleasant meeting. It's going to be a pleasant relationship. Of course, the last thing that you need to remember when you write your presentation is the purpose of your speech. Now, how can you make sure that you know what your purpose is? Here, you need to remember about setting up clear goals.